everyone, and welcome to another high Elo game of Age of Empires. Today I'm remembering how in yesterday's video I was rambling and running my mouth about ballista elephants taking on Mamelukes, and lo and behold, out of the heavens drops this game where MbL, playing as the Khmer or Khmer in yellow, is taking on Mr. Yo, playing as the Saracens in blue. Now all the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP. Not a bad time for us to take a look at the civilizations, these two power-hitting late-game civs that we are going to be watching today. Now, the Khmer, we saw them yesterday, civilization that focuses on some of the heaviest hitting units in the game. Their scorpions come with extra range, can be upgraded to shoot a second bolt. Their battle elephants move 10% faster automatically, and also can be upgraded to hit even harder with a +3 attack. Their unique unit, we saw it yesterday. No spoilers, but man, oh man, did we see it yesterday. Basically one of the hardest, if not the hardest, unique units to deal with head on. I'm referring to the ballista elephant, which, as it sounds, is an elephant unit with a massive ballista mounted on its back that, like the scorpion for the Khmer, can also be upgraded to fire a second bolt. Now, in order to get these units, take advantage of these very powerful bonuses and upgrades, the Khmer have to get their butts up to Castle and Imperial ASAP. The good old push-pull scenario here. Let's keep an eye on this as I distract myself. Yeah, as I mentioned, they need to get their butts up to Castle Imperial ASAP with a lot of food in the bank. So to help them do this, they do come with a few nifty, wonky, interesting bonuses. To start with, the Khmer don't need any structures to go up to the next age. Once you've got the resources, you can click up anytime. There is no such thing as a prerequisite. And speaking of no such thing as a prerequisite, once you're in an age, all of the buildings from that age are available to you. You do not have to build something in order to get something else. So for example, you hit feudal, you don't have a barracks, that's not going to stop you from building a stable. You get to castle age, you don't have a blacksmith, that's not going to stop you from building a siege workshop. So there's no such thing as a prerequisite. All structures from that age are available to you. Now, Khmer farmers themselves, speaking of needing lots and lots of food, pardon me, when they work their farms, when they till their fields, they don't need to drop off anything to a town center or a mill. As long as a farmer is working on a farm, it automatically adds unit by unit, one by one, more and more food to the coffers. Now, speaking of farmers and villagers, their entire settlement can be harder to raid because the Khmer can hide their villagers, garrison them inside of these structures. I'm looking at the house, and once the danger has passed, those villagers can pop right back out and get back to partying, get back to collecting resources, get back to being idle, doing whatever the hell these villagers want to do. Now, who might they be running away from in this particular matchup? As we saw Mr. Yo playing as the Saracens in blue, a civilization whose strong market can be used to gain an early to mid-game advantage over their opponents. To start with, their markets only cost 75 wood, and their commodity trading fee is fixed at a ridiculously low 5%, which is significantly lower than the 30% that other civilizations have to pay when they buy and sell stuff early on. Now, using this economic advantage, the Saracens can field quite a hard-hitting, tanky army. Their foot archers come with +3 attack bonus against buildings, which makes their feudal age aggression a little bit scarier than normal. Their camels come with 25% more HP. Their trebs, their mangonels, their onagers can all be upgraded to increase their attack by 15%. And their unique unit, the Mameluke, as I mentioned in my intro, who I hope we get to see it, is a ranged melee camel unit that comes with a pretty big attack bonus against cavalry. Now, if, as sometimes happens in Age of Empires, you take a fight, you're in a battle, and some of your units are injured in the line of duty, well, the Saracen monk can be upgraded to automatically and passively heal multiple units nearby simultaneously. An awesome upgrade that we generally don't really see. Although I'm hoping, against all hope. Although those of you who watch my cast, those of you who have maybe not the first time watching my video, you know that I'm like one of those Dickensian kids in Christmas, with my face pressed up to the storefront window, and I see all the toys lined up by the department store, and I just want that one and that one and that one and that one. I just want all of it all at once. I want to see ballista elephants. I want to see scorpions with extra range. I want to see elephants with tusk swords. I want to see everything that the Saracens have to offer. Whether or not we get to see it is a different question, but let's see. I don't know if I'm hopefully didn't jinx anything by saying in the intro that I wanted to see ballista elephants versus Mamelukes. Now, that would be a very fun matchup, just because the ballista elephant is quite tanky. That being said, the Mameluke firing rate and its attack bonuses basically, ooh, I don't know, they can shred through any elephant unit, left, right, or center. In any event, let's see, as MbL, that is light years ahead. That is in a galaxy far, far away. Right now, in this galaxy, MbL has just discovered where his opponent is, as both players click up to the Feudal Age. And now let's take a look. And we saw Mysterio has seen kind of the general outline of MbL's base, which gives us an opportunity to take a look at a few things. There's that relic in the center of the map, and the attack path between the two bases, a few small hills, a little forest here, but pretty much a darn open map for two civilizations that are pretty much mounted, although the Saracen early game might include some foot archers. On the whole, let's see camels, let's see, I mean, their cavalry line is pretty much pristine. Aside from their knight line being notoriously terrible. I mean, you're not going to see anything other than a knight from the Saracens. That's all they get. No cavalier, no paladins. But the Khmer, they don't get any paladins either. So aside from that, let's see. I'm pretty excited at this matchup. Let's take a look at MbL's resources. He's already walling in his primary goal to the rear of his base. Primary stone left exposed to the elements out front. Extra patches of gold, second and third on the bottom left of his base. Extra stone to the top right. Has he seen all 5 of his starting resources? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course he has. No, run into the house. There you go. She runs into the house. Big caveat, by the way, for the Khmer. When your villager runs into a house, they don't regenerate HP. So if that villager came in there with 3 HP, she's coming out with 3 HP. So you better make sure it's nice and safe before you exit your villager. You evict your villager from the safety of that house. Ooh, we might get our first kill here. Looks like we have gotten our first kill, and it is MbL who guns down a spearman, loses a scout. Villager here says, I'm tired of hiding in my house. I want to take part of this fight. 2 scouts for a spearman. Not the greatest of trades. Not the greatest of trades for MbL, who now loses another scout. And by losing that scout, he's basically clear up Mr. Yo to continue attacking, exploring the map, and basically he has to retreat. No two ways about it. We'll take a look at Mr. Yo's starting resources as well in a second, once this pressure relents, or once it dies, or once it continues. We'll see which of the options Mr. Yo chooses. Has he seen this very rear part? No, so he hasn't seen that this has been walled in. MbL, by the way, is fully walled in at the moment with a little bit of a gap here in the front. So creating a bit of a funnel, knowing that at the moment his opponent does not have bloodlines, which means he's not going to shove in his very weak 45 HP scouts into a town center fire area. Okay, so Mysterio's pivoting a little bit away. Let's take a look at his resources. Primary gold off to the side, stone to the back. Neither of them really protected. Okay, not the greatest of starting. And oh mama, secondary gold very far to the front. Additional stone and tertiary gold off to the right side. Not the greatest of starting resources. This house can fall, by the way. There's a berry patch behind it, and together with the mill should protect the villagers, but never fun to lose houses. That being said, houses in the Feudal Age do come with negative melee armor, which makes them very, very easy to take down. I wonder what MbL's game plan or idea here is. He is nowhere close to gathering the resources he needs to go up to Castle Age. He's farming very exposed here with one villager, who all of a sudden, hello. Oh, that Khmer feature running into the house, so annoying. This is why you can place your farmers anywhere. By the way, take a look at the top left of your screen. 88, 90, 92. Well, it kind of stopped now that he's garrisoning his farmers, but before that, the numbers just go up a unit every single time. And Mr. Joe's got a... Does he have a numbers advantage here? Well, he did right up until that one scout died. Well, now he's evened it up. Importantly, he does have the HP advantage. That's what he's got going for him. Unfortunately, he is also facing a band of archers that MbL is going to try to lure his scouts into. In terms of walling off in forests, I mean, both of these bases are so completely open. MbL's got 2 forests to the rear. It looks like Mysterio's got a forest to the rear and one kind of to the north of his base. Neither of them offering any kind of shelter, but to be fair, Does Mr. Yo really need shelter? He's the one putting on all of the aggression at the moment. Dies. Army group gone. 1 HP scout. Now, he did take that fight. He did shove himself in because ultimately he does have bloodlines. MbL did not. But the numbers, the archer support did come in to clear up that army. And now, there we go. Let's see the move out. 6 archers, 2 scouts, veterans of the hill campaign here to the back, making their way straight for this gold patch. And the Saracen villager, unfortunately for that villager, cannot run into a house. So once these archers do arrive, if they ever do arrive, we'll see. Mr. Yo is heading up to Castle Age. MbL continues. Look at his food count now. 520, 530, 540. It's such a cool feature. Up a unit. Anytime I play craps, if my number hits, always up a unit, up a unit, up a unit. And that is exactly what this reminds me of. 2 spearmen dying immediately, but their lives given not in vain as they save all. They save all of the villagers, and he loses an archer as well. But that's okay. Reinforcing archer arrives. Takes a bit of a poking and prodding to the butt from these scouts. And we're back up to 6 archers. Another yellow dot makes 7. And our Khmer is heading up to castle as well. But I believe just under 2 minutes behind his opponent. Ouch. Like 1 minute and 50 seconds. And Saracens in Castle Age is when Saracens get... a little scary when it comes to mounted units. So the last thing you want to do is face off against their camels that come with 25% more HP. Is he mining any stone? No, he is not. Okay. So, Mr. Yo, he's going knights? What? Like I said, the knight is as good as it gets for the Saracen. They don't get cavaliers. It's like the scout for the Teutons, the spearman for the Turks. This is basically as good as it gets for them. Hungry like a wolf. I was wondering why the hell it's taking so long for that wolf to attack into this. But it doesn't really matter. Attacks, dies, decomposes, becomes food for other carnivores and omnivores and bacteria and whatever else. The circle of life taught us in The Lion King. Looks like he deleted a palisade so that the archers can come inside. The villager who wanted to construct it got blocked though. But is this really that bad for MbL? Monsieur is fighting in a choke point against these archers. He's lost his 2 scouts, but now his knights are in. Remember, these do have bloodlines now, so they're 120 HP. Okay, never mind. I think this is pretty bad here for MbL. Not like bad with a capital B. He's got plenty of archers. Soon they'll have Bodkin. But no ballistics means that these knights can, in theory, run this way, run that way, take a little bit of arrow fire. They still do have 78 HP. They do come with 2 base armor, so they're at 3 armor against the 6 attack, which means they can survive a long time against these basic archers, but in 30 seconds crossbowmen. So we'll see how much Mr. Yo can get done here in the next 30 seconds. Will he get another villager? So far, no, as a Khmer Knight now shoos him away. 78 HP has become 37 HP. Looks like he's also trying to bust into this forward palisade gate, but is getting stopped by a very industrious villager. Oh, Mr. Yo's being so annoying. Going this way, going that way, trying to dodge these crossbowmen, but ultimately, one more volley. No, one more sword strike. And down goes the entire offensive force. 3 villagers are needed because this is quite an attack. Look at the HP, 70, 80, 90, 70, 80, 90, 90, 70, 80. I feel like a Sotheby's auctioneer here. Hey, 70, 80, 90, 60, 100. But now we're in triple digits, and MbL is safe. MbL is safe with double the army count, more villagers, and a 30C about to get plopped down. And he is heading straight for this Saracen base. The Saracen, who, by the way, has trained not 1 but 2 scorpions for their army, which is interesting. I mean, Mr. Yo is definitely making some interesting moves here. Going knights when that's the end of the line for you. Going basic scorpion when that's the end of the line for you as well. Saracens, as amazing as the counterweights upgrade is to roid up their trebs and mangonels and onagers, they don't get anything other than this basic scorpion. And he does not have ballistics because he has gone melee army. And when you go melee army, ballistics is probably the last thing on your mind, especially if you don't have a castle. So we'll see how well these Scorpions actually do here. They do have 7 Pierce armor. Army count now more than double. Villager population has been equalized. Our Saracen is on 2, adding a 3rd town center based on the minimap very far away. Of course, he needs wood. This is not safe. This is all but jacked. This is, who the hell's going to want this? There's like barely any wood there. Not enough to justify a town center for sure. And so he goes to the only option he's got, which is very far afield here on the right side. Okay, now taking on these Scorpions with crossbowmen. Well, I guess they're on the high ground. And here we go. Finally, MbL repositions his army properly. Crossbows on the left, knights on the right. But here comes that Saracen camel. I'm going to click this unit. Check this HP out. 145 HP on a stable unit in the Castle Age. That's bonkers. And by the way, 145 HP against the knight who has, if you're lucky and you have a civ with bloodlines, is 120. If you're not, it's 100. And it comes with an attack bonus against that unit. So more HP, attack bonus, attack speed, not great, but not bad. 2 to the 1.8 of the knight. And Mr. Yoke clears up the entire forward assault here, but not before. A siege workshop has gone up, pumped out a mangonel, died. The constructing villagers now says, ah, shit, look at all my beautiful handiwork. I have to abandon it. There's no way I can defend this. And all of a sudden, army counts are identical. Villager populations are identical. This is just an absolute treasure of a game. Now let's work ourselves up to Ballista Elephant versus Mameluke. Although I'm going to shut my mouth about this because probably me wanting it and requesting it. Ooh, will he get the Scorpion? He's firing. Oh, it evades the shot. And another Khmer Mangonel bites the dust. Pile of kindling. But as I said, anytime I say something's going to happen, the opposite happens. Those of you who are familiar with the cast, our Saracen is so confident that he's got map and game control that he is going full eco upgrades right now. Getting an armor upgrade as well thrown in right as I say that for his cavalry, but loses his only siege weapon left. Let's take a look at the infrastructure, by the way. 2 monasteries, okay, for our Khmer. Okay, gonna start pumping out some monks. 1, 2, 3 town centers. What about your military industrial complex? Only 2 archery ranges. Only 1 stable. Our Saracen. We saw the 2 stable play. I don't see any archery ranges just because I don't think we saw a single archer unit. There's that prerequisite barracks to build the stables, which you'll notice is conspicuously absent from the Khmer base, unless I'm just not seeing it. But the players have disengaged, and no, we're not saving resources to go up to Imperial. We are just building armies. 9 crossbowmen and a knight, 3 monks for MbL, 2 knights for our Saracen, who continues to double down on knights. I get it, they're better against the crossbowmen, but I don't know, 25 extra HP when you know your opponent's the Khmer going knights. Ooh, what a missed opportunity there for Mr. Yo. Was not paying attention. MbL loses 2 though at the end. Thank you, high ground, for that. Otherwise, I think that would probably just clipped a bit of HP, and they disperse. They, what is it? Spread their cheeks. Are they going after the villager? Sometimes it's very hard to tell if they're going after the mangonel or the repairing villager. Kind of looks like they're going after the mango at this point. I don't know why I said spread their cheeks. That has nothing to do with the maneuver there. They just spread out. Left flank, right flank. But of course, this is Cast of Empires, where I can make even this patch of beautiful lilies and beautiful flowers make sound dirty. Parties disengage. 0 stone for yellow. 700 stone for blue. So we are going to see a Saracen castle probably before we see, there it is, a Khmer castle. Army count, MbL is back up to about double. He's also ahead a few villagers. He needs to catch wind of this castle going up. Oh, he thinks there's an outpost on here. Okay, okay. Is someone going to move forward? Is someone going to discover this castle? One more tile, one more tile. He sees it. No more outposts for you, he says. But the question is, it's at 75%. Too little, too late. He's trying to snipe villagers. Okay, maybe he'll get a few before he goes up, but oh my god, look how close this is. They are being right-clicked. If only he had seen that castle mere seconds earlier. He could have stopped it. That was absolutely epic by MbL. Just too bad that he didn't see that castle until he did, when it was already in the 70% completion, and he just lost a whole bunch of expensive units attacking that castle, trying to deny it. But he did get a good number of villager kills, 7 kills to 1, but Mysterio 72 kills to 42, adding another town center. I mentioned this in yesterday's game. The Khmer, the Khmer, not a civilization you want to just let have fun out on the map, take control, gobble up resources. But man, oh man, are the Saracens no different. These are not two civilizations you want, if you're facing off against them, to gobble up resources. Imperial Age for our Saracen. And that is exactly what's happening, which, I mean, hope against all hope that it means we're gonna get to see some big, huge battles. Our Khmer also, I saw 1,100 resources across the board, is also going up to Imperial, about a minute behind. And Crossbone, remember, come with that attack bonus against structures, plus... I'm not too sure why it says 0 there. Okay, it should be +3, should it not? Why does it say building 0? Maybe if I click a different one? I mean, you are a foot archer, are you not? Interesting. 471 stone for our Saracen. Does manage to get a mangonel, but Mysterio susses out that there are villagers here, and so he knows that a castle drop is imminent. Another mangonel unrepaired will bite the dust in exchange for 1 crossbow. Fantastic. That's a lot of villagers wasting time while he gets up to 650 stone here. Any second, 666 stone. The castle of the beast. He's gonna have to reallocate some of these villagers. They're crossing their toes over the blue line. Okay. So MbL choosing a bit of an off-side attack, or rather off to the side attack, with his Khmer castle on the right side. He's gonna try to lame the stone, maybe both, actually not maybe both town centers here. But our Saracen, who has opted for a bit more of a straightforward attack, has finally pumped out what looks like one of everything here. I see a light cavalry, I see Mamelukes, I see camels, I see knights. I mean, this is just about as eclectic an army force as you can have here. And Mysterio is first to the Imperial Age. There's another town center being built right underneath the nose of this very attack. Let's see what's going on here. First to Imperial usually means first to Trebs, and oh, mamma mia, not just 1 Treb, 3 Trebs. But the Khmer castle, training 2 Trebs of its own, is on the high ground. And our Saracen has brought a single Treb. Says, you know what, you don't really have anything out here. Your villager can't really do much. The second he pops out of that house, my Mamelukes are going to just snipe him and gun him down. And now army counts 33 to 23. Villager counts identical at 113. Town center went up. It lived about as long as a fruit fly, and now will go down. Villager pops out, goes for the mangonel. No, maybe just going somewhere else. He did have a hammer in his hand. Oh, and this is in a very exposed farmlands here. Remember, these villagers don't have to drop anything off anywhere. They're just working their farms, trying to get an honest day's pay. And in comes a bunch of Saracen units. And now another town center is under threat. 1,000 stone for our Khmer. Very defensive castle. 600 stone for our Saracen. 660. They're both rejigging their economies here. MbL's going to need that 1,000 stone against these 3 trebuchets. He's got 7 villagers repairing his castle. Mysterio's got, pardon me, 15 it looks like villagers repairing his. His army continues circling here on the left. So both of them have given up the forward frontal attack idea and strategy. And they're both kind of trying to slam into the side of each other, into one another's side here. I don't know that 7 villagers are going to be able to take on 3 now. 4. Okay, definitely 4 trebuchets. I don't think you can. The only thing saving MbL here right now is that high ground. And 1 more volley, maybe 2 should be enough. 1. Down it goes. Ouch. But there's still 2 trebs here on the high ground. Another TC down. Weird location for a castle. Feel like that's emergency castle, but look at what it's training. Are we going to get to see it? Is it going to happen? Did I will it into existence? I know I read the secret for some reason. And there we go. Scouts become light cav become hussars, and all of the monks got here. And now it's a little bit confusing with the rubble, but these hussars, they are by the way fully upgraded hussars for a Saracen. Yeah, and oh, look at those rocks en route. Kind of hard to see, but man, decimated on the right side. What was going on here? Did they at least throw? Did the Mameluke at least throw a scimitar? Did the ballista elephant at least fire a bolt? Come on. Okay, it fires a bolt at a camel. Come on, Mameluke, turn around. Do it for the gram. No. Okay, so in a cruel ancient Greek style tragedy, comedy tragedy situation, the heavens gave us this game. They gave us what I wanted, which is ballista elephants and Mamelukes. But of course, in a twist of fate, befitting the greatest of Greek tragedies, they didn't actually get to fight one another. Not that these two elephants stood a freaking chance against this. I mean, they still do have cavalry armor. And cavalry armor against an 9 attack. These are just basic camel riders. 9 attack bonus from you, and also 9 attack bonus from you. So they do not stand a freaking chance. And on the right side, our Khmer has collapsed. I'm interested into why they both abandoned the frontal attack. I mean, this is a pretty easy attack. Lots of hills for high ground castles, resources to lame as well. But MbL made the first move here with this castle, bringing his entire army over here. Entire army, which, by the way, is still as good as it is with their attack upgrades, is still very much a castle age army. All of the monks got. Where's that one last surviving monk? He's back here to the rear of the base, cowering. Mr. Yo managing, of course, get 4 relics of the one of MbL. But MbL being the one to say, you know what, I'm not really sure about the full frontal. I'm kind of traumatized by your Siege Workshop kill here. So I'm just going to leave the front. I'm going to move off to the side. I'm going to try to attack your suburb here, which is where I saw 2 town centers. Maybe that was the juicy lure, was the 2 town centers, one here, one here. Does manage to get 1. But then Mr. Yo says, hey, you know what? That's not a bad idea. Let me do this exact same thing. And his farms MbL were just way exposed. I mean, this, from a caster's perspective, obviously not the one playing and under stress or whatever, obviously the one not clicking any of the buttons. This castle should be here, and these farms should be here. This is backwards, but doesn't really matter. Infrastructure is falling for our Khmer. He's down 20 villagers. He's down army count. He's looking at the bottom right of the screen, seeing that he's down in score, and his army, more importantly, his position here has just been absolutely wiped off the face of the earth by a surprise, fully upgraded Hussar raid. And like I said, these are 2 civilizations that have fully upgradable Hussars. And so they can tear into one another. They can shred through, again, what is really a Castle Age unit with this Imperial Age unit. This attacks on a 9. This guy's got 6 armor. You don't have to be a Turkish Hussar to withstand that kind of attack with 95 HP. And so the Trev is going to fall. The army's going to fall. The villagers are done. They're next. And with this gone, and with the farmlands here under attack, MbL just doesn't have the resources or, to be honest, the anything. Like we saw yesterday, this is not a cheap unit, 100 food, 80 gold. And so not very easy to train, especially since you've lost control of your gold. Your stone is unmineable just because of this roving band of Saracen men on horses and camels and steeds of all kind. I guess he must have seen this gold. He has seen these 3 gold patches, but what the hell are you going to do against the Saracen? Like I said, the second you lose map control in Imperial to either of these civilizations, it's a good idea to probably GG, save your strength, and fight another day. And I think MbL knows that. Crossbowmen, Hussars, interesting. Hussars, Knights, and Camels. So mounted versus crossbow mounted. Peak APM halfway in, peak APM a little bit, excuse me, earlier than that. Economies less than 10% apart, and even less than 10% apart If you remove the 1400 extra relic gold that Mr. Yo got, wow, what a close economic game. Trash going to the Khmer, scarce resources going to our Saracen, although stone not by very much. 5 conversions to 1, 10 raisings to 4. And let's see at the end of the day, vill kills and total kills, all that good stuff. More than double the kills for Mr. Yo. 29 villager kills to 17, but almost 140 kills to 60. Yikes. And yeah, MbL, he's just, in a matter of minutes, collapsed on the right front, collapsed on the left front. His economy's been gutted. Yeah, gutted with a small G. Still got some lumberjacks here. I really thought this would have been such a risky move for Mr. Yo, and MbL sussed it out, sniffed it out, and attacked into it, which is fantastic game sense. Unfortunately, Mr. Yo just had the resources to put up a castle and get no fewer than 4 freaking trebs out. And with those trebs, guns down the enemy. Once that castle is down, the hussars can move in to wipe out the rest. They went straight for the monks immediately, and then immediately after the crossbowmen. This one treb is not really that big of a threat anymore. This castle still has 2,900 HP, and so it needs to fire, what, like 8 to 10 more times from the high ground, 7 to 10 more times from the high ground before it does any damage. So Mr. Yo is pretty safe here. He's on the aggression here, and MbL realizes, hey, I've lost map control against a civilization I probably shouldn't lose map control against. I'm going to just GG tap out. Lives to fight another day, and it is Mr. Yo with the one of everything approach here, it seems like, who takes the W. Speaking of Castle Age units at Imperial, by the way, the Knight. Ooh, very anachronistic. Mr. Yo gets the W, but GG to both players.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.